Hello, stamping friends. It's Angie here with Too Cool Stamping, and we're just 1 hour late today for a reschedule, but I'm so happy to be here. Today we have a really adorable suite to show you. It is the Snail Mail Suite, and you know, I'm not always into whimsical, but this one is one that I have really fallen in love with, and I know you're going to too, especially after today's projects. I have 5 different projects to share with you. We're going to have a 5-card class kit, live class kit that will be available after the class, and you can get that for free with a $35 order using the host code, and I'll show you that in a minute. But before we go to that, I just wanted to remind you, it's January 21st of 2021, and we're right in the middle of Sale-a-Bration. So I wanted to just remind you about Sale-a-Bration. If you don't have one of the flyers or if you don't have one of the new mini catalogs, let me know. I'll be happy to show you, or happy to send those to you. Just send me a message with your contact information and I'll get that out to you. But Sale-a-Bration is one of my favorite times of year. This year we're going to get 2 times. Right now we're in the middle of the first Sale-a-Bration through the end of February, and then we'll have another one coming in July for another 2 months. Sale-a-Bration is awesome because you get lots and lots of freebies, and my favorite is that for every $50 in purchases you make, you can select a free item from the Sale-a-Bration catalog, and there's lots of cool stuff in here. If you go to my website, toocoolstamping.com, you're going to see all the details about that. There's also an awesome starter kit promotion. So if you're thinking about ordering an order of at least $100, I highly encourage you to consider the starter kit because you're going to get the most bang for your buck when you do that. You're going to pay $99. You're going to choose $125 worth of product of your choice, and you're going to get free shipping on that order. Plus, during Sale-a-Bration only, you're going to get 5 packs of 6x6 pattern paper in all the different color families. So you'll get, this one is the in color one. You're going to get brights, subtles, regals, neutrals, all of those 200 sheets. And that's like over $55 value right there. So you're going to get that. Plus, then you'll be on my Too Cool team and you'll get a 20% discount on every future order that you have. Now I wanted to just, I've had several questions. People are wanting the Sale-a-Bration items and they're wondering whether they can get the Sale-a-Bration items along with the starter kit. Unfortunately, no, that's a whole different type of incentive. We can't double dip. You're going to get all of those papers from the 6x6 paper pack, so that's your incentive for the starter kit. However, as soon as you have your starter kit, you can go on your demonstrator website and start placing orders whenever you want. You still have until the end of February to earn Sale-a-Bration products. So you're going to still be able to get those products that you really, really love, and you're going to be able to get them at that 20% off discount. So it's a win-win all the way around. Think about it, consider it. I do have, the majority of the people on my team are hobbyists, so don't think that you have to be hardcore demonstrator seller to be on my team. You can simply be a happy discount shopper. So don't think that you're not qualified just because you want to get that discount. Many people on my team are signed up just for that purpose. If you want more information, you can go to toocoolstamping.com or you can contact me directly. Just click on the email link at toocoolstamping.com and ask me any questions. I'd be happy to chat with you about it. I know you're going to love that opportunity. Okay, let's get right to our projects today. You guys, you're going to love these. If I love them and I'm not super into whimsical, I know you're going to love them. So let's hold on and we'll do a little roller coaster ride. Close your eyes if you want to. And we'll get set up here. This is the Snail Mail Suite. And it's kind of just what it says. It's all about sending a little cheeriness to brighten up someone's day using snail mail, and it comes with these really cute snail images. It starts with the Snailed It stamp set, and you've got mail, happy mail enclosed. That's so cute. Some little mushrooms that go along with the theme. You snailed it Wouldn't that be fun for just a congratulations card, kind of like you nailed it, but you snailed it? And then just a hello with a heart. Lots of cute elements here that we're going to put together to make some awesome little cards. And then we also have in the bundle the snail dies, and these are really adorable because some of them will cut out your images directly, and then others are kind of fun in themselves. This is a little envelope die so that you can cut out a little envelope, and then there's a little note, a little letter that you can put inside of your envelope. Really, really cute. You have the bubble here that you can cut out, some extra hearts to cut out the little heart here. I love this little square, just a little layer that you can put on your cards, and then some matching mushrooms that are really cute too. I don't even use all of the dies in today's projects. There's so many to choose from, but super, super cute. So let's look at a few other things in the bundle, or in the suite. Of course, the awesome paper. You know Stampin' Up! Has the most awesome paper every time. So this, now I forget what it's called. Let's see what it's called. It is called just the Snail Mail Designer Series paper. I thought maybe it had a different name, and I wasn't remembering, but that's what it's called, Snail Mail. So you have lots of different fun images on the one side. Let me show you this because this is fun too. You can take the dies, and some of the images can be cut directly out of the paper. So that is super fun. So there's one. Here's the back. Nice coordinating patterns, some pretty mushrooms with, I love this one, with little tiny, tiny hearts in there. That's my favorite one. Here's another, and this one has this little tiny die here. You can cut out the little letter, so that's fun. And then also the larger snail, you can cut that out with the die as well. So that is very versatile. And then the background, just some, hopefully you can see that. It almost looks like if you had a paper airplane, this is the path that it took. Really pretty. Here's some more of those cute mushrooms. Love that pattern. And then these can also be die cut with one of the dies if you want to, and they're in different languages. So that's fun. This is also a pretty little pattern and a coordinating pattern. And then the last one, I've been using a lot of that, so I only have a half a sheet left, but this is a really pretty yellow with a lot of different packages. There's that little airplane, see? Little paper airplane you could combine, and then this has a bunch of postage stamps outlines. So if you haven't noticed, it does go with the postage stamp punch. So you can, for example, the Happy Mail enclosed, that's going to go with your postage stamp punch. So it coordinates really well with that. All right, a couple more things in the suite. Love these resin hearts. They're so, so pretty. You can use them for Valentine's, but they go with this set so well. And they're meant to be used with this set, and we'll be using those a lot on today's projects. And then also a double pack of twine with some white and Blushing Bride. So that matches really well too. So those are all the products from the suite, and we're going to be using all of those today. And I cannot wait to show you these cards. You're going to love, love, love them. All right, let's get started with the first one. And we're going to start with a Bermuda Bay piece of cardstock here. And it's a traditional handmade card base size, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we'll just fold that over. I had someone recently that was asking me about when they were folding their cardstock in half, it was tearing a little bit. It was not folding really well. And I highly recommend scoring your paper before you fold it. It will help so, so much. If you just use the Simply Scored, or you can use your Stampin' Trimmer, put a score line right down the center at 4 1/4, and then the side that has the mountain or the raised side is the side that goes on the inside. It's kind of a little bit counterintuitive, but I promise you, you will have a lot less problem with any cracking or you know, fibers kind of tearing that might happen if you do it without. Sometimes that's just because you don't have a lot of humidity in your air. Humidity certainly would help the fold, but scoring, once I get used to scoring, I can't hardly fold a card without scoring it now. It's kind of crazy. All right, we have a little background piece here, 5 1/2 by 2, and I've already embossed that with the pine wood planks embossing folder. So we're going to add that with our seal adhesive, and we'll put that right along the bottom here. Okay, I love that. Just a tiny bit of texture for a little bit of detail. Then we have one little strip here of 5 1/2 by 3 by 3/4, and we'll add that right along the top of that texture. Love those little hearts. All right, we're gonna have a little background piece here. So I have a 3 by 4 piece of the mushrooms paper from the Snail Mail Designer Series paper. And we're gonna add that onto a 3 1/8 by 4 1/8 piece of real red. Just a little peek of that coming out. And before we put that down, I'm gonna add some of that really pretty twine. And we're gonna put that in we're gonna tie in a double knot first just to keep it in place, and then we're gonna also make a bow. And I like to tie mine upside down. For some reason, if I tie it upside down, it hangs a little straighter. I don't know if that really works or whether that's just in my mind. But, all right, so we'll get that going, and then we'll trim the edges here. Whoops. Need to sharpen my scissors up a little bit. All right. So let's move that up just a smidgen. All right. Maybe move it over. There we go. All right. We're going to add this to our card front. Before I do that, I think I'm just going to work on my focal point just to make sure that it's all going to fit nicely. All right. So our focal point, I've already die cut one of those squares with it. I love how it looks like a postage stamp, only it is square. Well, I guess there are kind of square postage stamps, right? And then we're going to stamp one of those really cute snail images with Memento Tuxedo black ink. So we'll get that nice and inked up. And we're going to color that in with some Stampin' Blends markers. So let's get some of those over here. And the colors are so bright and cheery. I love them. Bermuda Bay, Pool Party, Real Red, Blushing Bride, Daffodil Delight. They all go beautifully together. We don't have a Blushing Bride Stampin' Blend, so I'm just going to use Flirty Flamingo. It's actually not too far off. It's close enough. And I'm going to color the main body of the snail in with the brush tip end, just because that really lays down color nice and quickly. And I'm going to shade it just a bit with the dark Flirty Flamingo. And I'll just add, actually I'm going to use the brush tip side this time. Add a little bit of dark here, and then kind of all the way around, just kind of paint that dark outline very lightly. And then I'll use the brush tip end again. A lot of times I'll use the fine point end, but today I'm just going to try the brush tip end. Well, maybe the fine point. I think it'll blend it a little bit better. I find that the fine point end, it actually has a little bit more concentrated ink, so it comes out a little darker, if that makes any sense. And you can have kind of a lighter look with the brush tip end of the same pen. All right, there's our snail. So you can see that. Just a tiny bit of shading there. And then I'm going to work on our shell, this time with light Pool Party. Again, I'm just kind of painting that on. Use it kind of like a paintbrush with that brush tip end. You don't want to smush the nib down. And then I have my light Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to add just a little bit. So I had Pool Party, and now I'm using Bermuda Bay. So we're a totally different color here. I'm going to kind of fill in those little stripes, add some color around the edges. And then let me use the brush tip again. So just lightly using that brush tip to go over the whole thing and kind of smooth out that darker color. I liked how the Bermuda Bay gave it a darker hint, but I didn't want the whole thing to be really dark, if that makes any sense. All right, and then we'll finish up. There's a little close up there. And then we'll finish up with Daffodil Delight for the package. And again, with a little bit of dark around the edges and where the ribbon would be. And just brush the color over it again, just to kind of smooth it out. All right, so here is our little snail. If you wanted to, you could put some Wink of Stella on that. That would be absolutely fabulous. So you want to run that through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I have one here that we've already die cut. And that's going to go right on this little piece here. And we're going to kind of make this a little bit like some dancing elements. So I think that looks really good. I think that bow positioning is going to be fine. So let's go ahead and adhere that with some seal. All right. So we'll put that here. We're going to add this basic white background. That's going to go, let's say, about right here. And then we're going to pop this little guy up with some dimensionals. All right. So cute. I think I am going to have to get some Wink of Stella on these guys. They need a little shimmer for sure. All right, we're going to put him right here. Then we need a little sentiment. So I've already die cut one of the little bubbles from basic white, and we will stamp that with a little hello. Perfect. And then we'll pop that up as well. And we're going to add this right here. So cute. Now you know we're going to have to put one of these resin hearts. Actually, we're going to put 3. So I'm going to put one, I'll put one up here on the hello. And then we're going to put some of these white ones. Let's put one down here. I love how it just seems like there's lots of movement on this card. Let's do the other one over here. There we go. All right. So that is our first card. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh, wouldn't that brighten someone's day? Just lift their spirits a little bit. Perfect, perfect. Let me show you how I did the inside of the card too. You don't want to forget the insides of the card. These, since we had a lot of mushrooms out here, I did some die cutting. And so I did a pool party and Daffodil Delight little mushrooms from our mushroom dies here in our snail dies. And then I just adhered that to some Bermuda Bay and then trimmed that out to get a background because there's little holes in there. So I wanted, kind of like this one, I didn't put a background, but I wanted you to see how you could decorate the inside with that because I'm not using any of those on the outsides of the cards yet. There's so many different things to do. I didn't have a chance to get those on a regular card, so I thought I'd decorate the inside. Okay, a Too Cool version. You know I usually have one. This one I actually was inspired by a swap card that I received from Alicia Graham, and this was her card. So I use similar elements. The basic background. She used that beautiful heart paper as a whole background, which I loved. I loved her dancing element style, and I liked how hers was vertical, but I thought I would try it out with a little bit of a vertical or of horizontal positioning. But that looks really cute with the hello coming out that way. She also used the hearts in a similar way. So I love that. Alicia, thanks so much for that cute idea, and hope you guys like what I did with that to case it. So this will be part of your 5-card kit. All right, let's move on to the next card. This one also starts with Bermuda Bay, and this time we have scored it a little bit differently. So I have it at 2 3/4, and then I have it at, let's see, it was 8 1/2, 7 1/2. I think it was 7 1/4. I forgot to put my my ruler over here, but I believe it's 7 1/4. Then you're gonna fold this in, and you want to fold them in together so that and kind of line them up so they're nice and flush in the middle before you crease them. Then use your bone folder and give them a good crease to keep them in place. And then because it's a gatefold card, I like to go in with the tip of my bone folder and really crease that really well so that it lays nice and flat as you can get it. So see how it lays much better when you just really dig in there with the point of your bone folder. Okay, next we are going to decorate those panels. I'm going to start with this pretty yellow, listen to me, Daffodil Delight. When you're around me, you have to know all of the I think I just ran out. Let's put a different one in here. Let me show you how to do this. Have you ever changed out your seal? Did you want to know how to do it? This is really easy. You're just going to kind of push a little bit. It pops those apart. And we'll take that off. We'll put on a new one. Get them positioned in there. And then just pop that back. So simple. All right, let's try that one. Get that one started. There we go. Okay, so here is our first panel. This is a 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. Our second panel here is going to have another piece, and this one is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I thought this was kind of fun, a little off-center gatefold. I don't do that very often. All right, so there is our background, our little card base. Now I'm going to stamp our little snail. We're going to use the other one this time. If I can find it. Here it is. All right, so we're going to use the You've Got Mail. You've Got Mail Snail. And we'll put that right on the center of a basic white layering ovals die cut that I've already pre-cut. And again, we're going to use some Stampin' Blends to color that in. This time I'm going to use Pool Party on the snail. A little bit of, that was the light. We're going to use a little bit of dark Pool Party around the edges with the fine tip point, and then with the fine tip point we'll kind of blend that together. All right, let's do the Flirty Flamingo for the shell. This is the light again. This is a nice set for using Stampin' Blends because they're not really big images. It gives you some practice at doing some blending, but you don't have to do it in a really big area. So add some dark and then go back in with your light and just kind of blend out that color. It's very user-friendly actually. It's like, it's gonna look good no matter what. All right, your little letter here, we're gonna match with the yellow and Daffodil Delight. All right, I'm not even gonna blend that. I'm just gonna add in some red, real red for the heart. So cute. All right, I've already pre-cut a scalloped oval from the Layering Ovals dies, and we'll put that right on this. Okay, so you can see how that turned out. And then I have just a little piece here of 2 by 2 and 2 3/4, and we're going to use that as a little base just to really make that pop up off of that pattern background. So I want to pop this up onto here, but I would need to make sure that I have the dimensionals in the right place. So see what I did there? I just flipped it over 180. And we'll put our dimensionals on there. And that way they will be just in the perfect positioning. And then when I put them on here, I want them to be about like that, but I only want them to be, I only want the adhesive to be on one side. So again, I'm going to do 180, flipped top to bottom. And I should have put this on before I put the dimensionals on, but you're going to get the gist. There we go. Whoops. The nice thing about seal is if you can ball it right up and peel it off if you get it on a layer that you don't want. So here is our layer. So cute. I'm going to wrap it up with a little bit of the Whisper White polka dot tulle, just to give it a little texture. And I always like this tulle with the polka dots. It just kind of adds a little fun to whatever project you are tying it onto. We'll trim that. All right, and we're gonna finish it up with more of the little resin hearts. So let's put one here. On the paper they're like all different directions, so you kind of have to see how you're picking it up. Put one over here. Aren't those cute? I love how I didn't know I'd use the white so much, but I really like the white. Really pops off of there. Again, this would look really super cute with a little bit of a wink of Stella shimmer on there, so you could try that. So that's our second card. I'll show you what I did on the inside. I stamped a couple of hearts, and then I also stamped this Happy Mail enclosed image and then cut that little letter out with one of the dies and colored it in with Flirty Flamingo. So that's super cute. Then we have a Too Cool version, of course. So here is another, just used a different real red background and some different papers that coordinated from the Snail Mail Designer Series paper. I brought the element down a little bit. I thought that was kind of cute and decorated it much in the same way. Just used the pool party this time for the envelope, and I stamped with Blushing Bride for the hearts. Super, super cute. All right, and this is the one that will be in your 5-card kit that you can earn with your $35 order. All right, how about a fancy fold card? Let's do something a little different. I'm not sure what this is called. I call it an extended circle card. So we're going to start out with a 4 1/4 by 9 1/2 piece of Pool Party. And again, I forgot my ruler. I believe that it is 2 3/4. No, 2 1/4. See, I have something that's kind of there. A little ruler there. 2 1/4 by, and then also at 6 1/2. Yes. So 2 1/4 you're going to score, and 6 1/2 you're going to score. Okay. Then we are going to use a 2 1/4 inch circle punch to go right in the middle of this score line. So you have the score line going right through the center of your punch, and you're going to go all the way to the flush to the back of that punch, and then punch out. And that is going to be a little window for a little extended circle to pop out there. So let's fold these. All right, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. First, we're going to add some hearts in Pool Party. So let's do that. Then we're going to add just a little tiny strip here. This is 3/4 by 4. Oops. And we'll add that right across this flap here. Kind of dress it up a little bit. Whoops, not flush. It's 4 inches. So there we go. All right, so there is the first flap. Now for the inside, if you want to do some stamping on the inside, you would need to do it before you add this. It would be better anyway to do it before you add this, but I'm going to add this to the inside, and I'm going to put the seal on the card base so I know exactly where that hole is, because I don't want to have any adhesive going through that hole, or on the back where that hole is. So we'll add that. And then this creates a little base that you can attach another little 2 1/4 inch circle punch. This time we punched it out of Bermuda Bay. We're going to add in some seal right here, and we're just going to put that right in that little notch, just like a puzzle piece. So now we have a little extended circle popping out. Isn't that cute? I love it. Okay, let's decorate a little bit more. We have another piece here of 2 3/4 by 4 inch piece of Designer Series paper. We'll put that on the bottom. We're going to wrap that up with some crinkled seam binding ribbon. And we'll just tie that in a double knot. Dress it up a little bit. focal point. I cannot get this, look at this, I can't get this ribbon off of me. There's so much static. How funny is that? Okay, next we have, this is another circle layer that I have cut from the Stitched Shapes dies with basic white, and I'm just going to add that to my circle. Gives it a nice background for our focal point. And then this time, I've already stamped that You've Got Mail snail and colored him up and cut him out. So now I'm just using the snail. I don't need to even see that You've Got Mail when I cut it out with the die. So I have that already colored, again with the same colors we've been using, Flirty Flamingo, Daffodil Delight, some Bermuda Bay, and Real Red. So we'll add some dimensionals on the back. Super cute. Aww, there he is. Yeah, he needs some Wink of Stella for sure. Okay, also, I need a little sentiment, and this is going to be the closure for this particular piece. So I'm going to stamp one of the sentiments that is You Snailed It. And then we'll punch that out with the postage stamp punch. So we'll line it up. That looks pretty good. And we're going to decorate that with, I already die cut one of the little hearts that I stamped in Real Red. I'm going to decorate that with a little more Flirty Flamingo just to give it a little more color. And we'll add that on with a glue dot. Put that right there. Did I get it? Nope. I missed the glue dot. It didn't stick. There we go. Okay, we're gonna finish up. Let me get this on our piece first, and then we're gonna finish up with some resin hearts. So this is gonna be a little closure that's gonna keep this top flap closed. So we don't want to adhere anything on that top, but we're gonna make it so it's kind of flexible. So you can tuck that top in right behind that postage stamp. So we'll put just a few dimensionals right along the bottom. And then position that down here. And then you'll see that it just tucks right in there. Kind of lift it up, whoops. Lift it up and just tuck it in there, and that will keep it nice and closed. So let's finish it with a couple of these resin hearts. I'm gonna put one, whoops, one here, and then another one right here. Adorable. So here is our next card. Let me show you what I did on the inside. I would decorated most of the insides of these just to give you an idea. I just put a little bit of some hearts down there. You could color those in with the Flirty Flamingo if you wanted to again. But really, really cute. So awesome. And then our Too Cool version, this time I did it in Blushing Bride. And I used the same snail. I put some different colors to it. This time I stamped the Hello sentiment with the hearts little border here, the mushrooms background paper. I used the mushrooms image this time and colored those, cut them out with our dies, and then the inside just has another little strip of that cute paper, which I really love how the paper, all of the patterns for this one and this one, they're in strips, so you can just use one strip and it has all of the full mushrooms. You don't have any cut off top to bottom, so really kind of a striped pattern almost. So that's kind of fun. So those are our Too Cool extended circle cards. This will be the one that is in your kit. Okay, we have a couple more cards still. This one will come together pretty quickly, I think. It is starting with a real red card base. How are you guys liking it so far? Are you thinking that maybe the snail mail might be just super adorable? All right, I have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white, and I'm going to be stamping with our little heart piece. I need to clean it, so I'm just going to squish it on my Simply Chamois, clean it up, and I'm going to stamp that with Blushing Bride. So this is just going to be some falling hearts here. A little bit up in the corner. And some in this corner for our background. Okay, next we have 3 strips of Designer Series paper, and these are great. Save your strips, save your little extra pieces, because you can always use them to create a cute background. So I'm gonna make a little, again, a little dancing background. That seems to be kind of the look that we're going for this time. Let's go ahead and just put this on our card base. And we'll start to add these little strips as well. So again, I just was trying to find different ways to use the different images that we have with this bundle, as well as the cool dies that come with it. And there's just, you can't fit them all into 5 cards. You just can't do it. So again, these are 4 by 1 strips of Designer Series paper of the snail mail. Simple little background, really cute. I've already cut out stitched shapes circle die, and that will go right in the center. And then we're going to add one of those cute little envelopes. So I've die cut a pool party envelope, and we'll just fold all of the pieces in. And you can see there's kind of 2 ways here. So this is one way I noticed. If you fold it this way, this little tip doesn't come to the top of the 2 side pieces. Excuse me. But if you do this side, it does. So that's how you know which side to do. And I just want this kind of to be all closed in together. So we'll seal it all shut, just a little tiny bit of a pocket there. And then we're going to add that to our focal point. I love this little envelope. You could do so many fun things with it. And we'll just add that. Let's do that. And then we have another little die cut, that little letter. So I will show you that again in the dies. So you have your envelope here, and then a little letter that you can cut out. And we're gonna stamp hello on that. We want it to match, so I need to clean that up from our last project. And we'll stamp that in real red. Perfect. And then we're just going to add that to our little envelope. So adorable. Oops, did I stick it down too much? There we go. So just have it coming out of the envelope just a little bit. And then we'll add a little resin heart. Loving the resin hearts. You could put it there. You could put a little resin heart on your envelope if you wanted to. That's cute. And then I use the Blushing Bride twine and did a double bow with that. And we'll just add that with a glue dot. So stick it right on the glue dot, kind of pinch it a little bit. And I just kind of pinch it so it goes underneath that knot a little better, so it's not as sticky. There we go. Simple, simple, and cute. I love how that turned out. Here's how I decorated the inside. I just cut out a Happy Mail enclosed, and I actually used Stampin' Blends to make that Daffodil Delight, and Pool Party, a little strip of designer series paper. Thought that was really super cute. And I got this idea, well, a similar idea from a swap card that I received from Dawn Olszewski. She sent this to me and I thought it was adorable. I love those little dancing strips in the background. Hers is Bermuda Bay with Pool Party, some Pool Party hearts on the sides, strips of the Snail Mail designer series paper, and the Happy Mail enclosed, which looks like Coastal Cabana and Blushing Bride. Actually, it looks like Petal Pink. And that is stamped with Bermuda Bay and Real Red. And it's all, this is punched with the postage stamp punch. This is die cut with the snail mail dies. So super cute. Thanks, Dawn, for that really awesome idea. So that's where I cased that from. All right, you'll receive this one in your class kit. One more card, you guys, and this one's really cute too. And it's so super easy, excuse me, because we're using a lot of things that are already pre-colored for us. So this is Blushing Bride for our card base. And I've embossed a little piece of Blushing Bride that's 2 by 5 1/4, and I embossed it with the scripted embossing folder. Hopefully you can see that. I love that it was some words that kind of go along with writing a letter and snail mail. Kind of fits the theme, don't you think? So I'll add that to our card front right along the side here. All right. Next I have a piece of 2 3/4, let's look, 2.5 by 4, yes, 2.5 by 4, and I love this little postage stamp pattern, and we're going to adhere that to a 2 5/8 by 4 1/8 piece of Real Red. All right. And we're going to use some of the really cute ribbon from the Pet Suite, the Playful Pets. I love this little ribbon and I thought it looked so cute. It's very whimsical and it really goes with this snail mail. So we're going to tie that around there. And put that over there like this. Okay, now we're going to add this to our card, and that will go on there like so. Okay, perfeckle. That's a new word, perfeckle. All right, now we have several different elements. I was showing you how you could die cut different things from the designer series paper. This one actually is hand cut, but I thought he was quite a handsome little fella, and I thought that it would be fun to put him on this card. So I'm going to put him on there. I also hand cut a little piece that was a little, like a little letter. Let me show you that. If I can find it. Here we go. Here's the paper that I'm using. So you can hand cut this, you can hand cut the little letters, you can die cut these little envelopes, and these snails actually have dies that go with it. So if you want to, you can cut that out with a die. But again, I hand cut this. That's going to go here. This little letter is going to go up here. This one is like sticking to me every time I touch it. Staticky. Okay, next I have another little envelope that I die cut. And then the final one is that little postage stamp We're going to create that on Pool Party, our Happy Mail enclosed. So we'll stamp that and punch it out. Whoops, I have it I put it up just a little too high. There we go. All right. So here's our Happy Mail enclosed. I've already created a little die cut that I colored in with Flirty Flamingo that I can put right on top of that just to give it a little extra color, little pop. And then this is going to go right here. So let's pop all of these elements up with some dimensionals. So you see this one, besides that it's going to take a little bit of time to cut those images out, but you don't have to do any coloring, and they just go together so beautifully. And so quickly too. So there's our Happy Mail. This guy, he's going to go over the ribbon, so I want to make sure that I'm going to kind of line them up there so I know exactly how much I have going over the ribbon. I don't like to put dimensionals right on top of that ribbon. So I'm going to use a little mini dimensional on the top and then some larger dimensionals down here. There we go. That should do it. And set him right here. Oh, he's so cute. Add that little letter to the side. And this little envelope to the bottom. And it's just kind of a fun, again, dancing elements. Having some fun with some dancing elements. And of course we need a few of our resin hearts. So this time I'm going to add a heart to our envelope, and it fits nearly perfectly right over the top of that. And then we'll also add a few of the white hearts down here. All right, let me move this one around. He's not quite in the position I like. There we go. All right, again, this would be dressed up a lot if you added some Wink of Stella, but I love this collage with a lot of dancing elements, a lot of movement on there. So, so adorable. Let's see, our Too Cool version, also super cute. This time I used a white, thick white background, card base. I used that scripted on the whole entire background this time. I made the background piece a little bit smaller. It's just the flip side of that same paper with Bermuda Bay and Happy Mail. I popped that up onto some real red this time and used that die cut snail from that same paper. So, so cute, and I absolutely adore them. All right, for your kit this time, I'm gonna have this one available for you in the 5-card kit. So you'll love that. Okay, let's take a look at all of the cards again. Get some of this stuff out of the way. Again, you can earn that 5-card class kit for free when you purchase $35 worth of products from me at toocoolstamping.com. Just click on the Shop Now link and be sure to enter in the host code. This week's host code ECEER2AD, and you will be able to get that kit. Today is the day that earning the kit will start, and it'll last until next Wednesday. So that's going to be, let's see, the 27th, I believe. And here we go. Here's the last card. So here's all 5 cards that you'll receive. You're going to get all of the parts and pieces that you need to create these cards. All the die cuts will be done. If it's something like this that is die cut, I am not doing that. That's something you can do with your own die cuts, but I'll give you the paper. But anything that's stamped that you need to die cut, I don't do that. I just give you the paper. But everything else, the background die cuts, die cuts that are not intricately, you know, really close to the edge. I'm going to give you those too. And I'll have everything ready to go. I'll have everything punched for this one. You'll just have to assemble it and color it. So really all you need is the stamps, the ink, the adhesives, and you're good to go. I really hope you love this suite. I thought it was just amazing and so much fun. It was so cheery, and I'm telling you what, in the middle of a dreary winter with, you know, still dealing with pandemic and craziness this year, it would be so nice to give a card like this to one of your friends, don't you think? So I hope you really enjoy making them. And if you want more information, you can always go to toocoolstamping.com. Again, that's where you can place your order. Just go there and click on the Shop Now link. Another tip is if you're going to have at least $150 or more for your order, do not use the host code. I want you to be able to enjoy the Stampin Rewards that come at that level of order for $150. So I will know automatically to send you that kit. So you'll make sure, well, I'll make sure that you have that sent to you. And I will be sending these kits out on the Monday after, let's see, let me get that. I have a calendar really close here. So that's going to be February 1st is when those will go in the mail. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you stopping by, whether it's live or for the replay. And I hope you can join me again next week on Thursday. Until then, this is Angie with Too Cool Stamping. Thanks again. Bye-bye.